What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Whole City High Podcast. This is your boy Dapper Dick. I'm joined by Matt and Jacoby. Hello, fellas.
What's going on?
But
Dang, I know enthusiasm. You already this depressed before starting? That nervous,
ain't
shaky.
nervous.
You hearing that war chant coming down? Guys, I
I
know
heard
what it
enough of
is.
that. The one time I went to Tallahassee, I heard enough of that. I was hungover at halftime.
Well, here we go, guys. It's week 4 of college football, man. We're coming off what was originally thought to be kind of a pedestrian week 3 based on not really too many ranked matchups. That turned out not to be the case. It was a pretty eventful week for week 3. We go back and review as we go down the line. 13 games we did last week. Overall, it was pretty successful, except for Jacob. Out here losing money.
The first one this year to lose money was
First
Jake.
one
Hey,
to
I
lose
was
money. First one.
First
But,
one.
well by that, yes, but
when,
I
when,
also took Carolina to cover the spread, so that
hey, you made the decisions. There was no peer pressure involved in this podcast. It's
no,
all
I'm saying I still was plus for the weekend.
as you can see, guys, if you're checking us out on the stream, so I'm gonna just go over these bets right quick, kind of review. Overall, we all did pretty well. Did take a United L with Kansas State losing to Missouri, where we all took the L. In addition to Oregon State and San Diego State, Oregon State not covering against San Diego State. In addition to that, for myself, my wins were 9.5 with LSU, along with Matt and Jacob. Ryan missed out on the Mississippi State cover. Mississippi looked horrible that game.
Horrible.
Actually, I'm gonna go that individual. That'll probably make it sound more sense, I guess, if you listen to this on the audio side. So for Nick's picks, Minnesota, North Carolina was a win for him under 51. Tennessee and Florida under 58.5. Georgia Tech and Ole Miss. Ole Miss covering 18. Pitt and West Virginia by 2. FAU, Clemson, the over 51.5. James Madison money line against Troy, and Washington the cover against Michigan State, minus 16. Losses was again UJ not covering 27.5. Kansas State losing 3.5, losing outright to Missouri. Then Oregon State not covered. In addition to that, Arkansas blowing the game against BYU, minus 8. Then Purdue money line against Syracuse. For Matt, his wins were South Carolina covering plus 27.5, LSU 9.5, UNC 7.5, Ole Miss minus 18, West Virginia minus 2, Clemson minus 24.5, Syracuse minus 2.5, James Madison money line, and Washington minus 16. His losses were K State, Oregon, Tennessee, and Arkansas. Best record for the week at 9-4.
Holler at me.
Go ahead now. Big money over there. Jacob, once again, the first person to go under 500. I give him a little asterisk with it.
No asterisk. Not asterisk in that loss.
I do asterisk with that. Even though that plus
Hey, halftime I was looking good.
was looking good, man. Cash money.
Should have cashed out.
I almost did.
Stuff. The greed got to you, man. But his wins were LSU 9.5, UNC 7.5, West Virginia minus 2, Syracuse minus 2.5, James Adamson to plus 125 money line, and Washington minus 16. Losses were South Carolina money line, K State, the over 48.5 for Oregon State, San Diego State, minus 6.5 Tennessee, Georgia Tech to cover plus 18, Arkansas minus 8, and FAU plus 24.5. Showing faith in Clemson right before the Clemson Florida State game over there. Then we don't have a Ryan today. Ryan's working really hard, and hoping the best for him while he's working. Ryan went 7-6. His wins were South Carolina to cover 27.5, Ole Miss minus 18, BYU plus 8, under 47 for Pitt, West Virginia, under 57.5 Syracuse, Purdue, James Madison money line, and Washington's minus 16. Michigan State, K-State, Oregon State, Minnesota money line, FAU to cover, and Tennessee 6.5 were his losses. Overall, guys, any thoughts of week 3?
Ready for Dion to lose. What?
Oh man, God, I wish I had a soundboard. That'd be like a red flag alert.
No.
You can't talk about Prime, man. It'd be you against the world.
Tennessee looking like scrubs.
Yeah, that was
Hey,
surprising.
I called that, man. I
No,
called
you
it.
did not, man.
Yeah, I did. I said you can listen. I didn't take the bet because I wasn't sure before.
Well, let's say- look
He
at it.
did. He did call it.
I was like, I
Graham
think Florida
Mertz.
can take them out. I think Tennessee has the same problem. Actually, I'll take the bet. It's not as bad as Alabama's, but Dude's
Bama's
not
got
accurate, man.
problems.
He's just not accurate. I think in that system, you have to be pretty accurate.
Jamarcus Russell.
Big arm, man. Big
Big
arm.
arm.
Throwing the ball 8 yards don't mean nothing if you can't throw it straight or where it needs to go. In addition to that, overall, it was for the top 25. It was pretty shaky. Like I said, I think Tennessee was a loss. Tennessee and Kansas State were the only top 25 teams to lose, at least outright to unranked teams.
That game was awesome. The Missouri Kansas State game was good.
Yeah.
though.
That was a good game.
not. It was terrible because I picked Kansas State.
Oh,
I mean, I didn't. I mean, I had them too, but I mean, it was a fun game to watch for sure.
I was excited, man. Especially like what was it, like a
And when you
60-yard
hit
field goal
Yeah, 61,
61
62.
yards.
after they got a delay of game.
Yeah.
I was like, let's put the pressure on you. He was like, I'm just warm him up. Overall, I'm looking back over the weekend. We had a couple close calls: Georgia, South Carolina, Florida State, Boston College, Texas, Wyoming. Texas lucky that game was on the Texas Longhorn network because no one could watch that game unless you was a subscriber. And that game was 10-10 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I saw that.
Stuff. Washington looking the part against Michigan State. The other headlight, Bama struggling, like looking pathetic in Tampa over there playing South Florida.
That was insane. That was pitiful.
Pitiful, man. Like that's a head scratcher, man. I really don't understand how they didn't get they couldn't get one quarterback to come to Alabama.
God, man, they got 5-star after 5-star after 5-star there, but not all of them are hits, man.
Stuff, man. 5-star.
Well, I think it's the O coordinator, man. Look at Tommy Rees is not what they're used to at Alabama. They're used to spreading it out and throwing it and running. Tommy Rees is a Big Ten guy from Notre Dame, essentially, that just likes to get underground it.
And doesn't help his situation that Notre Dame actually looks kind of good on offense, even though they have a lot better quarterback.
I give them
Hartman,
a little bit
a
more
lot better
credit.
quarterback. So he should stay his ass in Notre Dame. I don't know. I guess the money talks, or Marcus Freeman didn't want him anymore. It was 1-2.
Yeah.
You talking about Tommy Rees?
Have y'all seen the short where they acted like, we're so glad you took him. Here's this Rudy jacket, and I think it's like an SEC shorts or something. They're like, oh look, we haven't read this. Thank you for taking him. And they're like, oh,
that's hilarious. All right, guys, we're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna get ready for week 4. Week 4 is probably one of the best, at least so far this year, the best weekend for football. Overall, I think we got 7 matchups of top 25 teams against each other. Overall, in addition to a couple other big games and other conferences that could be very decision makers. But we're going to start it tonight. This Thursday night, we're going to go to Conway, South Carolina, where Georgia State Panthers, Sun Belt Conference opener, taking on Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. Coastal is a 6.5 favorite in this game. Couple stat lines for this game. Coastal so far this year is 3-0 against the spread. Georgia State is 2-1. Last week, Coastal's coming off a 66-7 win over the Queens. I have that name up. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Georgia State beat Charlotte 41-25. Couple of notes in this game. Both teams are averaging 39.5. Georgia State defense is allowing 25 points a game, 400 yards allowed on defense. Coastal's only allowing 16. Jacob, what's your thoughts on this game tonight?
I'm gonna still roll with Coastal again to cover this. Georgia State, as they have been looking pretty good. I know their one loss was no, they're 3-0. It's Coastal lost to the
UCLA.
Power 5,
Yeah.
the UCLA. But McCall's been great. I think he's still going to do good, even though Georgia State's defense is stacked up with their against them. But I got Coastal.
Awesome, Matt. How about you, Bob?
I don't think Jacoby's ever going to bounce back from not taking Coastal that game against UCLA. I think he's always going to take Coastal now. You could put the spread at 60.5, and he'd be like, you know what? I learned once. I'm not going to do it again. I think this is going to be a really good game. It's definitely probably our best Thursday night game we've had so far. I want to take Georgia State to cover that spread, but I am leaning Coastal pretty hard here lately because I do not want to go against the Mullets and McCall as Jacoby did there. But I think I'm going to go Coastal. That's tough. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, and I might regret this choice, but I'm going to go with Coastal.
I'm going to join you guys. Coastal, probably in the last 3 years, has made me the most money of any team ever. Like, I think the last 3 years, they probably averaged 12-2 against the spread year to year. Yeah. They just Dirty Myrtle, man. You can never count nothing Dirty Myrtle. I just don't know what it is in that swampland over there, man. But Dirty Myrtle, Coastal, them Chanticleers on there, man. All pumping Jersey Shore beats. I'm down for it, man. Chanticleers, man. I always gotta support the in-state team. Absolutely. We'll keep it pushing though, guys. Going to another big rivalry game.
Hey, do you want to say we'll throw Ryan's in when he sends them over?
Oh yeah. From all the listeners catching, Ryan's not partaking today. He was supposed to be on 4-state backup in rivalry week, but he had to work. So whenever Ryan gets his picks to me, I will definitely go back over them or do a separate pod, make it work. Or I have them do like a quick YouTube short or TikTok or something, make it work. Next game, we're going to go to the Battle of the Metroplex, man. SMU as TCU. Feature ACC versus Big 12 matchup. Don't even sound right.
Right.
SMU 2-1 a year. TCU's 2-1. Both teams are SMU's 2-1 against the spread this year. TCU's 1-2. SMU was coming off a 69-0 win over Prairie View. TCU in their Big 12 opener beat Houston 36-13. Jacob, I'll let you start with this one again. What's your thoughts on this rivalry game in the Metroplex?
I think it'll probably be a good one. It's going to be their last one for a while, from what I understand. Morris, I think he's got to have a bounce back with TCU, but SMU. I mean, they played Oklahoma kind of close, but I feel like that was kind of like their one of their Super Bowls, so to speak. I mean, they've blown out the other two teams they played, but like I said, it's not a Power 5 team. TCU is just a higher caliber. So I'm going to take TCU to cover this one.
Oh, yeah. Matt, your thoughts?
I think TCU kind of bounced back on track after that week 1 surprise to Oregon. SMU, they raised $10 million, since joining the ACC for their athletic program, which is insane. I don't know if they've gotten $10 million since. So I'm actually going to go a little bit over. I'm going to take the over on this one. We're going back to the overs.
Over Matt.
Yeah.
What was the over? 63.5. stuff. I guess before I include Matt, Ryan just sent me his pick. So we'll go back to the Coastal pick. Ryan's going to join us also with Coastal covering the spread with the 6.5. His pick for TCU SMU. Ryan's joining Matt and taking over at 63.5. Which I will say, this is kind of a good week, kind of looking at over under play. And actually, I think I'm going to do the same thing, actually. And join y'all with the 63.5. Double check
Go
that.
under.
Huh? Nah, that's a good high scoring game, man.
Here, I'll check the over under for you, Nick.
Yeah. Because I feel like when I typed it, it could have changed. I typed it earlier, it was 62.
Let me see.
Unless I'm just the Alexa. I can't tell my twos from the threes.
That's possible.
But I'll just keep it at 63.5. And I'll double check that on the layer note. We'll keep moving.
It was 62.5.
It was 62.5?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll mark that 62.5. No. Make it easier on us. At 1 point be the difference. One extra point miss or some shit.
Take that, Jacob, and you're under.
All right. There it is. Here we go. Next game, we're also going to stay in the Big 12. This will be an interesting matchup as we have Texas Tech, 6-point favorite, traveling to Morgantown to take on the West Virginia Mountaineers. Over under in this game is 54.5. Money line sprinkle will be West Virginia plus 195. Thoughts on this game? West Virginia's coming off a big backyard brawl win over Pitt, 17-6. While Texas Tech gives up the freaking W against Oregon last week, losing 38-30 after being up by 2 scores at 1 point in this game.
I thought Tech had Tarleton or something last week. I thought they had like a warm-up game.
No, they played Oregon. Yeah, Oregon was the before you called me on that, let me double check.
I thought Oregon played somebody else.
Yeah, you're right. Tarleton State.
Tarleton, yeah, they played
Tarleton
somebody
State.
That's like a warm-up. Because I can't remember who Oregon played.
Okay, so that was the week before. So
Yeah.
Okay, a little off. So it's 41-3. Texas Tech win over Tarleton State or Tarleton State. Matt out here remember everything. Go ahead now.
I know, right?
West Virginia's 2-1 so far this year against the spread, while Texas Tech is 1-2. Matt, since you're a Big 12 expert, what's your thoughts on this game?
You know, West Virginia always plays everybody extremely tight, and I feel like they cover most of the spreads. Neil Brown is still in that hot seat. I don't care what that emotional win did for them against Pitt. That it's tough to go against West Virginia. Texas Tech does have a high-flying offense that West Virginia hasn't seen this year with the fast-paced. But I just can't go against West Virginia not covering it. So give me West Virginia in the points.
Oh yeah. Jacob, your thoughts?
Is Green playing? Have they confirmed the quarterback for West Virginia?
I haven't seen anything.
I haven't heard anything. Probably won't hear anything until Saturday.
Probably not, but okay. Well, Texas Tech, after that horrible opening loss to Wyoming and not really doing much to shut out Oregon, or close out Oregon, not shut them out. But they've thrown picks, and I think West Virginia can take advantage of that. And with West Virginia's running game, they're averaging 200 yards a game. I'm going to have to go West Virginia to cover this one, too.
Oh, yeah.
Green was a game time decision, by the way. So
Yeah, it's a game time.
Yeah.
But I think they'll still be able to manage with that backup. He's played a little bit.
He's been getting all the reps in practice. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep that in mind. Ryan chose Texas Tech to cover this game at -6. But I am with you guys with West Virginia covering. I do agree with Matt that Neil Brown's seat is hot, but I can't deny that his team's not playing hard for him. West Virginia's been a little more competitive than I give them credit for it. So at the minimum, these guys want to win. So I got to give them the respect. And they're at home too. So
And at home, yeah.
I give them the benefit of the doubt. And Texas Tech, man, I guess people are giving them some little shit for losing to Wyoming. But I mean, Wyoming took Texas to a 10-10 score. So Wyoming's they got whatever they got going. I guess Yellowstone will give them that energy to perform out there. Old Faithful over there.
Beth on the sideline over there getting under him.
But we're gonna keep it moving, guys. We're gonna move to the SEC. One of the home state teams, Jacob's favorite school. For the people listening to me on the podcast, just quote that one more time. Jacob's second favorite school, University of South Carolina Gamecocks. Spurs up, right, Jacob?
That's a negative.
The Gamecocks welcome the Bulldogs of Mississippi State. They are 6-point favorites in this game. Over under is 48.5. Money line, sprinkle is Mississippi State plus 205. Notes in this game. Mississippi State is 1-2 against the spread this year. South Carolina's 2-1. Mississippi State is coming off a loss to LSU, 41-14. While South Carolina has come up almost with the upset of the year, losing to Georgia 24-14 in Athens. For me, my perception of this game is that both teams probably need to win this game to probably have a shot at a bowl game for either both. Especially Mississippi State, because that West is looking a little more harder than they probably like. 96% of bets on this game are going for South Carolina to cover. So, Jacob, what are your thoughts on this game? Or your favorite Gamecocks?
Well, yeah, last week they've played with a lot of heart. Obviously, Georgia just was able to outpower them in the end, but with their running game, and then, but I'll say that Rattler, he plays with his heart. That's for sure. He didn't give up to the end. I mean, he threw 2 picks, but they were kind of desperation throws there at the end, I thought. Mississippi State allowed LSU to just walk all over them last week, and I don't know what they're doing. But I think it might be a high-scoring game, so I'm going to go the over on this one, because I think Rattler and them can score in bunches and quick with his arm. And I think with their defense, Mississippi State will be able to score a little bit more than they did against LSU. So,
all right,
over
40.5. Matt, your thoughts?
Will Rogers was coming in the season. He was on pace to be the SEC's all-time passing leader. Never would have thought that from Mississippi State. I guess being under Leach's offense will do that to you. But, he came off his worst performance last week. He was 11-28 for 103 yards with no touches. It was his first performance under 200 yards as a starter. Not a great defense Carolina's coming with, but I think they're a notch under LSU's defense. But I still think Rattler is probably one of the most poised quarterbacks in the SEC. He needs some help, because right now I feel like all they do is throw to Xavier Legette. But give me Carolina to cover that.
Carolina to cover. Look, God, I might have to buy me a lottery ticket.
I picked them to cover against North Carolina too, Nick. So.
Oh man. Okay. Ezekiel coming back into play.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find this post I saw earlier.
If South Carolina loses, I still win.
The win for you.
Yeah.
Both sides of the ball.
See, he took the over. I mean, if they don't score enough points, he loses. If Carolina doesn't win, I still win.
That's true.
There it goes. I'll share this to you guys right quick. Oh, this technology is with my ass though. Now, guys, for my podcast listeners, very quiet. I know you're not gonna be able to see this, but if you can't tell, I don't know if I can look at your screen or not. I'm gonna have to switch the slides. There you go. So this is Will Rogers Snapchatting some girls in Colombia on his trip to Columbia for his game against South Carolina Gamecocks. For my podcast listeners, I'm just going to read what they're saying. This is explicit, so if you got kids in the car, just keep that in mind. This is Will saying, "I sent you where we were staying." She was like, "I know." And I'm assuming this is a girl. If not, we don't judge. Whole City High Podcast supports the spectrum. But Will says, "Yeah, let me know if you want to come suck and fuck me." And she was like, "What time y'all coming?" And she was like, "He was like around 4:30." So Will Rogers' priorities is not to play football today, guys. His priorities is to smash and dash, man. Maybe get a win, maybe not. Worst case, he jump into some paint.
I mean, Steven Garcia. I mean, he got wins doing what he did. So.
I mean, so I'm gonna be real. The problem with that is you can change people's names on Snapchat.
Yeah,
so
that might not be real.
Yeah, there's no validity. No, we're not saying that's a real site.
We're not saying it's a real snap, but I'm just saying the information.
I'm not saying it's not real.
It was presented to me, and I guess my due diligence is to try to verify it. Yeah. I couldn't. So I'm just going to use it as a motivation.
We just report around here. Apparently, Nick doesn't verify anything.
Nah, man. If it's on the internet, it's real. That's
right.
That's the word.
It was on Facebook. It's the news.
This is the truth. I'm gonna join you guys to take South Carolina to cover. Spencer Rattler is probably number one player in college football that I had completely flipped my thoughts on over the course of his college career. He was on that Netflix show originally back during high school. Then we seen what happened to him in Oklahoma, and we thought he was kind of a dick. And in fairness,
still believe that actually.
He probably
that hasn't changed in my eyes
to some degree, but at least he's putting the effort and trying to be good. Like South Carolina offensive line is so goddamn bad, and I bet Alabama would love to have a Spencer Rattler right now over what the hell they have right now.
Mm-hmm.
Say they'd probably be a lot better team if they can have somebody that can throw the ball down the field. But I'm enjoying South Carolina -6. In addition to that, Ryan's joined on the case with South Carolina to take the coverage spread. So Spurs up, guys. Go Cox. This is a game positive podcast. This wasn't
never said that.
At least I did. All right, guys. We'll keep in the SEC. We're gonna go to the SEC West.
We're skipping that.
Big show now. Auburn at Texas A&M. Texas A&M is a 7.5 favorite. Over under this game is 50.5. Money line sprinkle is Auburn plus 250.
We skip BYU.
That's skip again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Mormons are pissed.
Mormons. I did skip. Okay. My bad, Mormons. My bad. Well, oh goddamn.
Had one job, Nick.
Oh, I typed it wrong in my notes. That's what happened. Whoops. Actually, I don't think I even typed them as a headline on there. Well, then, I'm not going to finish typing. So, quick thoughts on the BYU Kansas games?
Give me BYU to cover that. I think Slovis with that offense is starting to gel. I think he's just starting to mesh through for 660 yards with 6 TDs, 8 different receivers in last week's come provide Arkansas. Don't know how they're getting points right now after that upset. But yeah, give me BYU in the points.
BYU in the points. And for my listeners, then I kind of screw up.
I have him at 8.5 right now.
8.5? Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to do 8.5, 9.5, give it because right now it's at 9.5. Give you both.
All right, I'll take either.
Okay. Make it 8.5. Give you a fair bet.
That's fine.
Take up quick thoughts this game.
I got BYU covering this as well. After seeing them with the comeback against Arkansas last week, Kansas is they've looked good, but I just don't think they got the power to keep up with BYU and that with Slovis. So we're going to have them cover.
All right. Ryan's going to jump in and take BYU money line to win outright.
Smart.
That's not a bad play. I'm enjoying you guys too and have BYU cover. Even though I do like Kansas quarterbacks and stuff, I think the defense is so suspect. Even though in the Arkansas game, I will say that Arkansas pretty much beat BYU in every statistic except like turnovers and not fucking up in the critical moments of the game. Stuff. But
sounds like Clemson versus Duke.
Right.
I know people
or
try
Florida
to say
versus Utah.
Yeah.
Well, Florida just couldn't cover. They got beat by like 3 big plays. That was kind of inside that game. Damn.
And penalties.
I don't know. Boston College had like 19 penalties against Florida State.
That's true. They had a ton of penalties. That's insane.
Like crazy amount. I was like, oh, what the hell, guys? Y'all easy should
All
win
right,
this.
we'll save that for the last one. All right.
We saved that for the last one. I'll jump ahead. But now we're gonna go back to the actual Texas Auburn Texas A&M game. Jacob, what's your thoughts on this game?
Well, Auburn's coming out undefeated. They're a young team, but I think A&M will win this game. Just with Auburn, Auburn's got 2 corners. One is out for a couple weeks, and the other has not played yet. So that secondary is going to be suspect with Wegman throwing. I think Texas A&M will cover this.
All right, Matt.
Auburn's definitely ahead of expectations right now, and I expect them to continue that way. But Texas A&M or Auburn's turned it over so many times. They had 4 times against that win at Cal, 3 times at Samford. I don't think you're going to be able to do that in the SEC, especially against Texas A&M. That's really good defense. They're third in the country in third down stops. The passing game under Petrino is starting to turn a corner, and they're starting to be what we kind of expect them with. Texas A&M does have a little bit of a problem too with turnovers, but give me A&M to cover that.
Sweet. I jump on the over under in this game. I think it's gonna be over 50.5. I think Texas A&M is probably gonna put up in the 30s. Auburn's gonna at least be up 3 scores, a few frees. So I'm gonna take the over 50.5 in this game. Ryan, just want to join you guys with the A&M taking the points -7.5. Once again, our 3rd straight SEC game, man. This is a SEC podcast. Hey. We got probably the funnest coaching matchup with Saban versus Kiffin, as we got Ole Miss taking on the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Bama is a 6.5 point favorite. Over under is 54.5. Mississippi Sprinkle money line is plus 225. Some notes from this game, kind of help you guys insight. Ole Miss so far this year is 3-0 against the spread. Alabama's 1-2. Ole Miss is coming off beating Georgia Tech 48-23. We see our Bama struggles. If you haven't heard about them yet, that they beat USF 17-3. God didn't even play.
Lot closer than that.
It was a lot closer to that.
That game was a lot closer than 17-3 too.
Monroe named the starter after not even playing the game. Kind of give you an indicator of just how bad those quarterbacks were. 58% of all bets have Ole Miss to cover. Matt, what are your thoughts on this game?
The fact that, the dynasty of Alabama could be crumbling back face. The defense is still good. Saban's starting to, looks like he's starting to crack a little bit. Like we mentioned earlier, Tommy Rees is not a great offensive coordinator. So I'm actually going to take Ole Miss and the high spread offense to actually cover that. I'm only going to take the cover. So give me the points. I'm not over. I'm taking Ole Miss in the
Man, I know
points.
what.
I know I'm used to the overs with me, but I'm going to take Ole Miss to cover this or take the points and cover. But I really think that Ole Miss could actually take this money line.
Jacoby, what's up? Thoughts?
Well, this definitely is not a Bama team we're used to seeing, especially not. I mean, this quarterback situation is a lot worse than I thought it was going to be this year. Normally, they got it figured out by now, but definitely not. Kiffin, last time that Bama lost in September to an SEC team was when Kiffin was coordinator, but and it was to Ole Miss. But I think Ole Miss is going to beat them outright. I just think they're more consistent, and like I said, Bama's just inconsistent, and even their defense has not been the typical Bama defense. I don't think so. Give me Ole Miss to take down Saban.
Oh man,
I like it, but I couldn't take it money line. I had to take the points.
They chose South Carolina to beat Georgia 1 week. Now I'm taking Ole Miss to beat Bama. You got something against the elites?
Hey man, I get a gut feeling. I'm just going with it.
I respect that. Ryan's thoughts was in line with yours, Jacob. He has the money line going outright with Ole Miss. Favorite for me, I don't really know. Real thoughts game. I really originally thought that Bama. I don't know. Bama's defense isn't as bad. Like I know they're not
No, they're
maybe
not terrible.
not horrible nothing. I think some of it's because they don't have like that elite difference maker or at least name to it.
Right,
But
that's the problem.
I think that is a little bit of a problem. But I will say that Ole Miss hasn't like their scores are a little misleading. Like that Georgia Tech game went a lot worse than what the final score looks. The leading rusher for Ole Miss is actually Jackson Dart, the quarterback,
Yep.
who's actually playing pretty good himself. But this is probably the first legit defense he's going to be playing. But I think it's going to be a little bit of a high score game. I think with Moreau's coming back in, I think they're going to put some points. So I'm actually going to go with the over, 54.5. I've been on that Matt train lately and
I
loving
see
these
that.
over.
That's your third one, man. I've only done one.
I mean, a little cap on it and stuff. But we see that game's and stuff. I can see Ole Miss winning, but I don't know. I feel like beating Bama and Bama is still a tall task.
Oh, absolutely.
Like Texas went there, didn't blow them out. They just were a little better and stuff. But we're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna go to the Pac-12, man. So far, probably the most exciting college and most exciting conference in college football so far this year. We're gonna start going to Salt Lake City. We go to Chip Kelly and the UCLA Bruins taking on the Utah Utes. Utah is a -5 favorite. Over under this game is 52.5. Money line for UCLA is plus 190. Say that in quick thoughts of the game. UCLA so far is 2-1 against the spread this year. Utah is 1-1 with one push. Utah beats Weber State 31-7. UCLA beats North Carolina Central 59-7. 82% of bets are on Utah to cover this game. Matt, what are your thoughts on this game?
So nobody's confirmed if Cam Rising's going to play yet. That's
True.
That's the big thing for me. Utah started as a 7-point spread on this. It dropped down to 4.5 earlier, and now it's starting to rise back up. I think it's to 6 is what some have it as. I don't. Is Cam going to play? That's kind of what I'm thinking, and I'm going to say that he is, and I'm going to take Utah to cover. So I think all the point spreads, Vegas has got to know something that we don't. So.
Yeah, Vegas been fucking me with them. Just like every game, I have
those
question marks. Vegas do something.
Exactly. That's what, like, especially last week with Tennessee and Florida.
Tennessee and
Like,
Florida, Missouri, K-State.
Missouri, yeah. But
Jacob, your thoughts?
I'm gonna go Utah as well. Chip Kelly said that UCL team still got a lot to prove. Utah's proven. I think being at Utah helps a lot. So, and like you said, if Ryzen plays, it's game over. But I still think that even without him playing, that they got this game in the bag.
Awesome, guys. Ryan's in line with you guys. With Utah to cover. Me, I'm gonna go the opposite way. I'm gonna fight you guys. I'm going to UCLA.
Let's square up, Nick. Let's square up, man.
We're gonna do it. Um, I think their defense is actually pretty good. Um, Utah's offense has not done anything that made me think exciting. I know Cam Rising could be the difference maker, but also if he is going to come, this is his first game, and you're going to play against conference competition. I think UCLA can go in. I think Dante Moore, which is their 5-star freshman quarterback, um, gives them the best chance on the offense to actually kind of put up some points. I feel like they can cover. Honestly, it came very close to saying that they can win outright, but I'm going to stay away from that. I got to see him actually play against probably the best defense they're going to see in the Pac-12.
Go ahead, take it.
Nah, I'm going to stay away from that and take UCLA to cover. +5. Fighting you guys on that. My black senses are tingling. We're keeping moving forward. We're going to Matt's favorite team in college football.
Oregon.
We're going to the West Coast, man. Second big Pac-12 matchup. We got number 19, Prime Time, and the Buffaloes traveling to Eugene, Oregon to take on the number 10 ranked Oregon Ducks. -21 is the spread for Oregon. Over under is 70.5. Money line. This is crazy. Money line is Colorado +760. Quick thoughts on this game. Quick notes on this game. Colorado so far this year is 2-1 against the spread. Oregon is 3-0. Colorado beats Colorado State last week, 43-35 in double overtime. Oregon State beats Hawaii 55-10. Big note in this game: Travis Hunter is a no-go. He's out a few weeks due to a lacerated liver, due to a late hit.
No, it was clean.
I mean, it was a late hit.
No, it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad. It was definitely a late hit. I'm not saying he should be getting depth darts over it, but it was definitely a late hit. I don't think it was grimy. I just think it was
clean hit.
Clean football play.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate. We don't get to see him against.
He came back out there, which is the weird thing. They let him come back out there after that.
Yeah.
So that was the craziest part. He came off for a little bit, and then they're like, you're fine. You only got a lacerated liver. Get back out there, kid.
Yeah. Probably felt something different.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, nah, this is real. 61% of the money is on Colorado to cover this game. Matt, since this is your favorite team, I'll let you start it off.
70.5 is a big number. Oregon's put up, at least that by themselves, it feels like the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Colorado's definitely tried to keep pace. It'll be interesting to see what Sanders does without Travis Hunter as a safety blanket out there. Bo Nix, gosh, feels like he's been in college for about 8 years now. He's got to be 20, 28 years old. But I'm actually going to take the over on this because, it's the Pac-12. Nobody plays defense. Colorado can't stop a nosebleed. Oregon, I don't believe in that much to be able to stop them. So I'm going to actually take the over 70.5.
Yeah. Jacob, your thoughts?
Right. I don't even know which way to go on this game, to be honest with you. But, I think with Hunter being out, I think that they're not going to put up quite as many points. Oregon has put up a lot of points, but also they haven't played a caliber team yet either. That was, I mean, it did play Texas Tech, but so I don't know. This is a toss up me either way, but I'm gonna go Oregon to cover this spread and give Dion his first come back to earth moment for Dion after this game. I will admit they've done some phenomenal stuff, but it's time.
Against who? Me?
I mean, it's crazy. You start over with 81 different players. I mean, that's pretty good.
Hey, they tripled their win total from last year. So
I mean, yeah. I mean,
give them a little bit of benefit out.
Give me Oregon to cover this.
Jacob takes Oregon. Ryan joins you with that with Oregon minus 21. I'm here. I don't know what to feel about Oregon. I'm kind of like with Matt because that Texas Tech game was like what happened. And I know Texas Tech was originally supposed to have a good defense, and the defense actually played pretty well in the game till near the end of it. So I think but still the Colorado offensive line is so bad, but their skill players are elite. So I think they're going to scheme something open, throw some points on the board. And I'm kind of part of the side with Matt because I don't feel confident that Oregon would cover. I feel like 17 sounds like a more plausible number. But even though that 70.5 is a high number, I think Oregon's going to at least put 50.
Skill players. Dion doesn't know anybody but his skill players. Did you see where they asked him how they thought the center was doing? And they said his name, and he said, "Who?
Who? What? Hey, man.
The center. Oh, he's doing fine.
Hey, man, they're not dog ain't worth it in the name.
Yeah. You know, just that guy you recruited to bring over. No big deal.
Man, Prime trying to walk right now. He got things out.
He ain't got but 2 toes, man. Leave him alone. He's 2 toes down.
Yeah, his strong toes.
Yeah.
Stuff. But that's gonna be an interesting game, man. That's 3:30 game Saturday. With some crap. It'll be a blowout, probably though. Maybe not. No, we see who's gonna believe. Jacob clearly believes. Not. We're gonna keep it moving, guys. We're gonna go to the Pac-2.
Yes, sir.
Number 14, Oregon State taking on number 21, Washington State. Once again, this is our third consecutive top 25 matchup of Pac-12 teams. So far, both these teams are 2-1 against the spread. Oregon State beat San Diego State 26-9. Washington State beat Northern Colorado 64-21. Over under game is 58.5. Moneyline sprinkler is Washington State plus 135. Jacob, your favorite? This is the other team that does the damn flags every week at College Game Day. Along with Clemson. This is the original person of this.
They are the original.
Clemson like to copy everything. So, Jacob, what's your thoughts on this game, man? This is a good matchup. Your favorite quarterback, DJ. You gone? You gone there?
Yeah. Say it.
Yeah, DJ. We're just gonna go DJ. It'll be, like you said, it will be a good matchup. I think be ready to see DJ play against a higher caliber team. He did really well the first 2 weeks, but like I said, it was against not so hot teams. Last week you saw a little bit of a struggle, I thought. Definitely didn't put up the 5 touchdown performance. But overall, playing in Washington State, he's used to playing in hostile environments, so I don't think that'll affect him as much. But by no means are they going to blow him out, but I do think they can cover 2.5 over Washington State.
Okay. Matt, your thoughts?
We got to see the DJ we're used to throwing the 2 picks against San Diego State. DJ, they've looked good on the defensive side of the ball. Oregon State has. Again, Pullman's a weird place to play for Washington State. But I think Cameron Ward is probably going to be the best quarterback that Oregon State has seen yet. Um, Oregon State plays a power style ball. Washington State has to go against the number one defense in the Pac-12. Give me the under of 58.5.
Ooh. It's under today.
Dang, I thought you were about to go Washington State.
Yeah, right?
Contemplated it.
Guess I'm not.
Contemplated it.
This could be a no pick from Ryan because Ryan didn't send me a pick in this game. My guess thoughts later on. I was actually going to do another over under in this game. I think I'm going to actually choose a winner of this game. I'm actually going to go to Washington State money line.
Yeah.
Cam Ward's been balling, man.
He has.
They beat Wisconsin and Pullman a few weeks back. I think they're probably the least talked about team of all those really highly ranked teams in the Pac-12 by far. Mainly because most people can't point where Pullman, Washington is. Most people, when you hear Washington, they probably think about Washington D.C. anyway.
Right.
Stuff. But I'm liking what they're doing over there, man. And Wazoo. So give me the money line plus 135. Washington State. I'm there with you though. But that over the 50.5, I kind of do agree with you, Matt. The under on that's part of the play. It's either the only way that's gonna be broken is Washington State really is for real, and they put 45 on.
I mean, I just don't see. Oregon State just runs the ball. They play power. DJ doesn't throw it deep. You got the running clock in the first half. Washington State is going against the number one defense. It almost seems too easy. So I'll probably regret that decision.
We're gonna wait and see.
Yeah, if it's too easy, it just doesn't. Sometimes it comes back to bite you.
Right.
Look at last week with Tennessee and Florida.
True.
Exactly.
See Kansas State, Missouri.
Those freaking odds makers, man. We're gonna travel over to the Big Ten. We got the number 24 ranked Iowa Hawkeyes taking on the Penn State Nittany Lions. Penn State 14.5-point favorite. Over in this game is 40.5. The money line for Iowa is plus 500. Quick notes for this game. Iowa is 2-1 against the spread this year, while Penn State is 3-0. Penn State beats Illinois 30-13. Iowa beats Western Michigan 41-10. 41 points by the Hawkeyes. Just keep that in mind because there's a clause in the contract that dude has to average 25. 25 offensive points a game, and this is the first time they actually kind of exceeded 40, I think, all year. Probably the first time in like 2 years, truthfully. Jacoby, what's your thoughts on this game?
Well, this game's always been historically a close game, low scoring from my knowledge. Penn State's got no picks coming into this game. And Iowa's defense has been pretty good. I didn't ever see the over under on this while I was looking it up, but 40.5 is lower than I wanted to. I was thinking under, but that's lower than I really wanted. But I don't think Penn State will cover 14.5 in this game with Iowa's defense. Even though it is in Penn State with a whiteout. So give me Iowa to cover the points.
Oh, yeah. Matt, your thoughts?
Iowa doesn't bring a whole lot of pressure from the defensive side. The offense is the worst in the Big Ten on third downs. And here's the big thing. Penn State leads the Big Ten in the 7th in the nation in time of possession. Iowa's not meant to, spread it out. Throw the ball deep. Neither is Penn State. And obviously that's why we have the over-under at 40.5. I'm going to go against the grain, and I'm going to take the under 40.5 again.
2 unders.
Yeah, you're the over guy now, Nick. I don't know what you're doing.
Right. That's going to be a low-scoring game, man. Under 40.
They just run the ball. They chew the clock. Penn State can't throw deep, so
yeah, that's the go ahead, Jacob.
like I said, I wanted the under, but I wanted it at like 44, 45, and I would have felt a lot more confident.
Scared money doesn't make money, Jacob. Come on.
Hey, I might
What
not
happened to
take it
going with
on
your
our
gut?
points right there, but I'm probably gonna take it on my bet.
What happened to going with your gut earlier?
Yeah, right.
I did. I went with Iowa to cover it.
Uh, so with this game for me, well, actually, I'm gonna go with Ryan first. Ryan chose the over 40 and a half of this game. So good luck to Ryan. I guess he's banking on Penn State put on 30. And I was putting up at least 10. I took Iowa to cover in this game. I think we still got some serious questions about Penn State. And I'm not saying that this is gonna be the first defense that can challenge them, but I know on the offensive side, Penn State's probably going to be pretty dominant against Iowa's offense. A big question mark at Penn State is also really their offensive. Two question marks on offense: offensive line and wide receivers. There hasn't been an elite wide receiver kind of separate themselves as, hey, I am that guy for this team. And I think when they're playing against this bigger competition, that's kind of going to start showing up. Um, I think Iowa keeps this game score. I'm thinking 21-14. Probably won't be the score is. So I think they probably cover. So I'm going to go with the 14 and a half for the Hawkeyes. Woohoo! Ha! As we keep going, guys, got 2 games left. This is College Game Day game of the week. As we got number 6 Ohio State Buckeyes take on the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, number 9 ranked team. Over under this game is 55 and a half. Moneyline sprinkle is Notre Dame plus 136. Few side stats for this game: Ohio State is 1-2 against the spread this year. Notre Dame is 3-1. Ohio State beats Western Kentucky 63-10. Notre Dame beats Central Michigan 41-7. 62% of money on this game is on Ohio State covering, which was a little bit of a surprise to be truthful with it. Quick thoughts before I get to the bets. I had to ask the homie D'Angelo, who's a big Notre Dame fan, on his thoughts. I'm about to call him verbatim. I'm holding my breath just because it's Notre Dame. I'm confident, but also it can go either way. Being a Notre Dame fan, I don't know what to expect in big games since Mantateo. And one last quote, just like Smokey from Friday, I'll be quiet now, but if we win, I'll be talking again.
That sounds just like him.
That's the buddy D'Angelo. Shout out to D'Angelo.
We need to get him on here one day.
I told Morgan, I'll try to get him in the night, but he said he had something going on. Matt, your thoughts on this? On the Fighting Irish and the Buckeyes.
I think the best part about this would be Notre Dame's offense versus Ohio State's defense. I think both of them have looked great so far. Take it, nobody's played anybody. But under the lights, who are you going to take? You're going to take Ohio State's defense, or are you going to take Notre Dame's offense, who's scoring at an 86.7% clip? Now, Notre Dame, are they going to be able to stop Marvin Harrison Jr.? Probably not. Nobody can, I don't think, in college. Maybe he'll get stopped when he joins the NFL. But their offense still hasn't looked good to me for a full game. So give me Notre Dame money line. Although I don't like either of these teams. So if they both could lose, I would gladly take that. But give me Notre Dame money line.
Oh, let's go. Outright upset.
That's number 6 versus number 9. That's not a huge upset.
Jacoby, what's up with it?
The huge upset comes next game.
Next game,
Nick, you right, exactly. I'm on board with that. Nick, my feelings towards Ohio State. So yeah, screw them, number 1. But overall, yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. by far one of the best wide receivers. in college. Well, I think history of college football will be up there. Um, haven't impressed me. I mean, the quarterback, if he can get it to Harrison, and they'll put up some points. But I think Notre Dame with Hartman, I mean, he's already got over 1,000 yards, and I do understand they have not really played a strong defense, so it'll be his true test. But Hartman's played in the ACC against. I mean, he's put up numbers on Clemson's defenses that have been higher rated defenses, I think, and their run game is just. I mean, they could run it right down your throat. I think what's his name? Eggman? Is that his name? Their running back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just a beast. So, give me Notre Dame to win outright. Go ahead and knock Ohio State out of contention for a little while.
That's some friends on the fight. Oh, y'all Catholic or something?
Hey,
no,
man.
just hate Ohio State.
Just hate Ohio State. I mean,
the Ohio State hate is real, man.
the state of South Carolina made a website that said go back to Ohio for a
GBTO, baby. GBTO.
My OHNO.
OHNO.
Buckeyes, I love you guys. I don't hate y'all. I really got no personal
kick rocks.
There's only one Buckeye I like, and that's Stephen Kutzko, if he's listening.
I don't like any of you.
Shout out to Ashley. My homie Ashley's is a Ohio State grad, so shout out to her. Even though she doesn't care about football, so it's not going to be a big thing for her. I'm gonna join you guys, man. I'm still gonna do this. I'm just gonna take Notre Dame to cover. I'm not sure what the outright. I do feel strongly confident that they can win this game. This is kind of pretty much the first defense that Ohio State's going to play against that can actually match up with them. They're aggressive defense, man. They're pretty potent at all three levels. Ohio State, their quarterback, I know they got those two elite receivers, but that don't really mean nothing. The quarterback's not getting the ball to the playmakers. Trust me, as a Panthers fan, watching Bryce Young do this damn thing in the NFL right now. While we have an elite defense. But I'm going to join you guys. I'm taking Notre Dame to cover on the money line, +3. I'm pretty sure they probably win outright. I think, not saying Ohio State's fraudulent, but I don't think they're the same team they were last year with C.J. Stroud.
Right.
Should have made that field goal. He had cut one natty, but here we are.
I know, right? Could have shut doors up for a while.
Quick note for Ryan. Ryan took the under in this game, 55.5. That's a good solid play.
Yeah, smart play.
I can see this game being 24-21. I think it was 24-13 last year.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a low score, and I like that under too.
4. So I'm gonna keep that in mind on Saturday when I'm looking at bets. All right.
I just rather stick it to Ohio State and call an upset.
And finally, man, I wish Ryan was here for this game, but left the homie hanging. It's all good though, bro. You're working hard. I'm gonna be representing for you.
He ain't working.
But we're going to the ACC as fourth ranked Florida State Seminoles travel to Death Valley to take on the Clemson Tigers. Florida State's a 2-point favorite in this game. Over under is 55.5. Money sprinkle for Clemson is +114. Quick stats on this game. Florida State is 2-1 against the spread this year. Clemson is 1-2. Florida State's come off surviving against Boston College 31-29. Clemson beats FAU 48-14.
I'm glad you finally mentioned Florida State's struggle.
It
only took an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah. Hey, I got to it. I ain't ashamed. It was a struggle. They called it the flu. Had to play during a hurricane.
Yeah.
12 o'clock game in Boston, Massachusetts doesn't sound pleasing to anybody.
You've never been to Boston, then?
I've never been to Boston either. So there's a good town. There's a fun town. There's like a modern version of Charleston, but a lot bigger. Obviously.
A lot older.
A lot older.
Just kidding. Charleston's pretty old too.
Yeah, I would say about the same age. Clemson has 7 straight wins against Florida State. 85% of the money is on FSU to cover
It should be 8, but they were cowards and didn't want to play because of COVID.
Man, it was sick, man. Y'all
Yeah.
had that flu.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, since you with the energy today, I'll let you start off with this game. What's your thoughts? Tigers, Seminoles.
2 points, man. I don't understand that one again. So that's another one.
It was a pick'em game at the beginning of the season. So
I guess Clemson, gets a couple points for being at home. And Florida State looked like hot garbage last week, but Clemson didn't look that great either. Defense really stepped up, set the tone for the game. Didn't give up a score to FAU. The Florida team we all expected to play at 8:00 at night. Florida State, I still think, might have the advantage with Johnny Wilson outside. I'm not really sure who's going to cover him. Secondary is kind of weak. Clemson's defense, we haven't seen a whole lot of pressure account for sacks, which is kind of worrisome there because I really thought we would get a little bit more than what we've gotten so far. Jaheim Bell, came out this week and said he knows how to make the Death Valley go a little quiet. He said you just got to punch him in the mouth, which was crazy for me because he had 28 yards in rushing last year and had a whopping reception for 2 yards. So I thought that was funny that he had experience, on how to shut him up. But give me Florida State to cover. 2 points in the lot. I think it'll be a close game, but I just Clemson's got some kicking little issues, and I think that worries me. If it comes down to that, I don't have a whole lot of faith when you have to bring a walk-on from last year in.
That was your graduate student, right? Yeah. Jacob, all you.
Well, I do agree. For last week, Florida State looked horrible, but I think we're looking to this week already. And you catch Boston College in the bandana game. I mean, that game, they always play 10 times better, I feel like, as they should. But still, Florida State raised a lot of questions for me last week. Now, Clemson hasn't done anything miraculous for me to change a lot of my opinion other than their defense stepped up a little bit. Overall, I think being at home 7 straight.
Do it, Jacob. Do it.
I mean, the ACC is still ours right now as far as I care. We're going to take y'all down and go ahead and ruin your –
Let's go. I love that fate.
We're gonna make the end of the season real interesting starting with this game right here. So here we go. And Dabo we come off of a loss like that to Duke. Dabo does have the ability to coach that team up. And I think Cade's gonna have a game. Somehow he's gonna come out of nowhere. Nobody's expected it. So there we go.
Jacoby thinking we're going to do what LSU wishes they could and finish you.
Yeah.
Well, before I make my picks, I am going to show you guys a little video. I'm all for videos.
I don't want to see the hickory dickory dock. Everybody's seen it.
You see it one more time.
No, I've seen it like 40 times. When we did
from a listeners, you have to listen to it.
But you ready? Every high school kid in the country.
I haven't seen this yet.
Ate it up. This from like 3 years ago.
The clock. Coach Sweeney's got that drip, and now he's on TikTok. Hickory dickory dock. The mouse ran up the clock. Coach Sweeney's got that drip, and now he's on TikTok.
Every high school kid in the country that was getting recruited ate it up because it was around Christmas, Jacob, when he did it.
Somehow I missed that.
Yeah.
In case, man, it's always a go-to to come back to, but I love it. I'm gonna go with Ryan. For my listeners listening to the podcast, Ryan's a big Florida State fan. He chose FSU to cover as expected. For me, this is me looking at the camera. This is me looking at Jordan Travis, Mike Norvell,
Look at that camera.
Trey Benson, and the entire four-state team. Look, man, the LSU win is a good win. Love it. I'm glad y'all won it. That win overall in the grand scheme of things helps as a resume booster, but it doesn't really mean nothing because you got to beat the team that's been the best standard for this conference pretty much for the past decade. A team that you have not beaten in 7 tries. And luckily we didn't play that one game because it's definitely been 8.
Cowards.
Y'all got sick, man. Y'all out here contaminating people.
Yeah. Didn't want to take another loss to his record and get fired.
Mike Norvell, this is what I call a dagger game, essentially for yourself. Since Clemson kind of showed up already with losses to Duke, if you can win this game, that's 2 losses, 2 conference losses for Clemson, which means is not saying fully would not allow them to get to the ACC championship, but it'd be very hard to overcome that with
that.
A loss to Duke and a loss to Florida State, 0-2 the conference. With that being said, worries. Adam Fuller, our defensive coordinator. Look, man, I'm trying to be patient with you. This is probably the best defense you got. I will agree that his defense is better, but there's not, I would say, legit dogs outside of Jared Verse on that defense.
Who shouldn't be there, by the way. He should have already been in the NFL.
Huh? Well, he went back because he's probably going to be a top 5 pick. It's supposed to be
already like a top 10 pick.
It was like, hey, money, man.
That's a lot of money difference, though.
A lot of money difference from top 3. Going top 3, potential number 1. I mean, he's probably not going number 1 overall.
No, he'll be a quarterback.
Well, it depends who's drafting.
Arizona.
Might be the Panthers drafting him.
Arizona.
The way he's looking. With that being said, I am a little nervous about the Clemson defense line. I think that is the strength of Clemson's team. They haven't lived up to the talent they perceive to have there, which they haven't done that for 2 years. But if any team left on the schedule, they're definitely challenge Florida State's offensive line. But I think on the outside, Johnny Wilson, Keon Coleman, 2 hard covers. Keon Coleman made a tweet out on X the other day. Did we call him tweet still? Or we just call him X?
Absolutely. I'm not changing the name.
Yeah, we're gonna stick with tweets.
It's Twitter and tweets. I don't know what else it'll be.
For he made a tweet last week or after the game against BC with 3 football, because that's the number of targets he got in that game because he was essentially MIA. It was all just Johnny Wilson. So I think they're going to make a concerted effort to get him the ball in addition to John Wilson. See if they can have the outside loosen up the linebackers because we got to get those linebackers out the box. On the offensive side for Clemson, I do worry about our linebackers against our run game. Our linebackers are very undersized. That's been our key problem for the better part of 6-7 years now. If our defense line isn't disruptive, those linemen your offense line gets to those linebackers, they can make some big holes and big alleyways. Adam Fuller, like I said, I've always been shaking you as a defensive coordinator. I think he's too passive. I think this game you need to play man up against these wide receivers, prove that these Clemson wide receivers are good. Every team Clemson has played has manned them up, and they have not won off the line regularly, even against FAU. It was just stuff. So, I'm going to go with FSU to cover. I think they just need to win this for morale for the program to fully announce that you kind of arrived. Because if you can't,
so you can be gone next year because you don't have anybody back.
Huh?
You'll be gone. You'll be irrelevant again next year.
But you see a recruiting class come in?
Okay. Have you seen Alabama's got a 5-star quarterback too right now? You saw what he did against South Florida? Exactly. Who's your quarterback next year?
Hey, man.
Johnny Wilson's gone. Huh? Coleman gone.
Nah, Roadmaker, though. Roadmaker.
Okay, that's one guy.
Huh? Nah. Roadmaker. And we had a couple guys that have been in that system for a couple of years now, so they didn't know it.
And he still didn't transfer because he's not good enough. Next.
He transferred because we got a booster club that can pay him.
Next. Yeah, I only got no money down there.
Moolah, dog. I mean, we have the kind of money like SMU has. They can raise $100 million in freaking week.
which is insane.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. I think SMU is gonna be a top 5 ACC team. They joined. Not counting Stanford. They're out here losing to Sacramento State.
Shout out to the All Coast Conference.
All Coast Conference in the building. Outside that, guys, over the entire game slate, y'all have any? Is there any other games you want to target that you've come across or that caught your eye? Maybe I'm looking through now. I'm trying to see.
Another one that stood out, LSU. I think that 17.5 is what I saw on that game. I like that one. Maybe Miami against Temple.
Yeah, there were. I mean, we covered the big ones this week. I don't think there was
Yeah.
any that kind of stuck out. But
I would say from a spread standpoint, it does look good, I think.
I can tell the part of the horrible game of the week. It's probably Oklahoma State against Iowa State.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
tough.
give me Oklahoma State on that one, probably.
Yeah, probably still, even though they lost.
Actually, you know what? Iowa State's crazy, man. I might take Iowa State.
They got some wildness going on. Oh, yeah. UCF K-State, that would be an interesting one.
Absolutely. Give me UCF to destroy K-State like they're Missouri.
Yeah, man. I think Missouri might go 4-0. They take on Memphis, but they're 3-0. But I don't think Memphis
About to
is
be the damn SEC East. Or actually, they don't do divisions anymore, do they? Or is that next year they go away?
It's next year.
Okay. SEC East champions, Missouri.
That's crazy.
Count it.
One more game I saw too. Oh, yeah. I'm definitely taking Marshall to beat Virginia Tech. I don't know what's going on in Blacksburg.
What's going on in the state of Virginia?
Virginia, yeah. Like James Madison is the best team. Then number 2 is probably Old Dominion. Then Virginia Tech.
And maybe VT. Actually, no, you messed up. You got VMI. VMI is definitely.
Oh, VMI, you're right.
Absolutely.
Stuff.
What about the Commonwealth?
Yeah,
Are they
Liberty
any
too.
good?
You can throw in Liberty too, because Liberty's probably better than Virginia Tech. I don't know what's going on, but I'm taking Marshall to win that game outright.
Absolutely. Marshall's up there too. I forget about Marshall.
Sun Belt's good conference this year, man. That's gonna be interesting.
Absolutely.
I think the Coastal game just got in the way, so I'm gonna let everybody.
I'm about to go cut that on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Well, gentlemen, appreciate you guys joining once again. Saturday at 12 o'clock. I guess we're gonna
Tigers.
We're gonna see what it's about.
We will get nothing but messages from Nick. Can't wait.
Oh, it's gonna start the second I wake up. So if y'all don't wake up before 5:30, I mean, sorry.
All right, so mute my text messages. Got it.
I'll see you at Chick-fil-A before.
Yeah, probably. Let's be for real.
Be noted.
All right.
All right, fellas. Appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good night. It's the Whole City Hot Podcast. We outside. Woo-hoo.